Hello and welcome to this webinar on where we are sharing the secrets to lower high blood pressure with natural strategies. Trust me, these secrets, you may not have known them or you may have known them, but only vaguely. But here I want to reveal to you the secrets on how you can get this done. We are here to learn the simple lifestyle changes that can reduce your blood pressure naturally, top Nigerian foods that can help stabilize your BP, as well as the role of stress and poor sleep and how you can fix them both. I am Adigwe Elizabeth Joy, your host for this webinar. So let's meet more. I'm a nutritionist, a nutrition business builder and trainer, a lead facilitator, as well as a certified lifestyle medicine health coach. And I have over 8 years experience sensitizing the general public in their various organizations about their health. I believe strongly in preventive medicine, preventive healthcare. A wise man once said, it's better to prevent than to cure. I also like to let people know that prevention is not only better, it is cheaper and safer health-wise than cure. So even if you already have a high blood pressure, which is the main reason why we're here, we're going to learn how you can lower this. Is to learn these things, but I'm going to start with the basics because it's important that you understand the basics for you to better appreciate the secrets. And then at the end, you also get the bonus book on how you can overcome insomnia, learn how to sleep better, improve your sleep to lower blood pressure levels naturally. So let's start with the basics. We need to understand hypertension, symptoms, risk factors, and complications. There are some key facts I would like you to take note of. Statistics has it that an estimated 1.2 billion adults worldwide, not just Nigeria, between age 30 and 75 have hypertension. Most of them live in low and middle income countries. Nigeria is a low and middle income country. A lot of Nigerians are hypertensive, but they do not know it. Statistics in Nigeria is that 1 out of 3 people in Nigeria are hypertensive. An estimated 46% of adults with hypertension are not even aware that they have the condition. 46%, imagine about half of those with hypertension don't even know. And that's because hypertension does not show in the early stages, especially. And hypertension is a major cause of premature death worldwide. Nigeria is not excluded. People have hypertension and they die prematurely. Now, hypertension is a condition where the force of the blood against the artery wall is too high. There's a force with which your blood flows within the vessels. But when it becomes too high, the person is diagnosed of high blood pressure. Now, symptoms of high blood pressure, they really don't show, especially at the early stage. And understand also that hypertension basically develops over the course of several years. It doesn't happen in one day. And that's why I strongly advise people always ensure you do a vital check. And beyond vital checks like blood pressure and blood sugar, ensure you do a comprehensive health check. It's very important. People with high blood pressure, usually above 180, 160, 180, 200, can experience symptoms like severe headaches. You just have headaches that you can't understand. Every time headaches. And the annoying thing is some people will always go to different painkillers. The headache is not just for painkillers. It's something your body is trying to tell you, but you've not taken note of. Some experience chest pain, dizziness, difficulty breathing, nausea, vomiting, blurred vision, or other vision changes, and abnormal heart rhythm. That's abnormal heartbeat. Other symptoms include anxiety, confusion, excessive confusion. You're just confused all the time. And then some also experience nosebleeds. The only way to detect hypertension is to have a health professional measure your blood pressure, or for some people who already have high blood pressure, your doctor must have told you to get the blood pressure machine so that it reduces how often you come to the hospital. Now, what are the risk factors? There are 2 broad risk factors. There's the controllable and uncontrollable. Please, I hope you have your pen and your book taking notes. Very important. They are controllable and uncontrollable. From the word controllable and uncontrollable, it just means there are some that are within our power to adjust and some that are out of our power. The controllable ones are your food, your physical inactivity, consumption of tobacco, alcohol, being overweight, poor sleep, managing stress. Those things are controllable. But uncontrollable refers to where there's something like a family history. Now, let me make it clear here. Family history does not always mean that the children must have it. It does not always mean. I have another video where I'm going to explain that. It does not mean. If you're also above 50 years of age, there's every tendency for one to develop hypertension. But the reality these days also is the fact that people are no longer age 50 before having hypertension. In my health company, in my health facility, we see people 25 and they're hypertensive, 30 and they're hypertensive. So it's no longer about old age anymore. Then also people have coexisting disease such as kidney disease or diabetes. It can also affect high blood pressure. Now, what are the complications? If someone has high blood pressure and does not treat it, some of us believe things to chance. If you do not treat your high blood pressure, there could be complications. Examples are a condition called angina. Personally, I have this experience many years ago while I was still in school as an undergraduate. Growing up, even from an early age, I love to eat meat a lot, red meat. Red meat is my companion. In fact, my mom can't ask me to go and cook meat or tell me to go and check the meat on fire. I must eat 5 or 6, all in the name of tasting. As an undergraduate, I will buy meat just for the sake of eating it. Not in soup, not in stew, but just to eat it while I'm reading. Or, it was just like a snack. And then eventually I developed that chest pain. Angina is like a squeezing in your chest. It's like they squeeze your heart. They now brought a lot of pin, not one, plenty pin. They now come and choke that heart that is already squeezed. That was the experience I had until I had to make drastic changes to correct it. Other complications include heart attack, heart failure, irregular heartbeats, things like palpitation, and those things can lead to sudden death. Now, I'd love you to meet Miss Chinere because a lot of us are like her, but before then, this is what the stages of high blood pressure are. Statistics, like I said before, only 30% of Nigerians with high blood pressure are aware of it. The stages of high blood pressure, we can see what the chart looks. There's the green, the yellow, and then the red. And for the yellow, there are 2 colors. For the red, there are 2 shades. If you're in the traffic and there's a traffic light, we have 3 colors. The green means go. The yellow means get ready. And the red means stop. If you drive when the light shows stop, there could be casualties. The same thing when blood pressure is in this stage, you should not take it lightly. And then when it's at the yellow stage, it's already giving you signs. Get ready. If you do not do anything, it can go to the red stage. So understand where your stages, where your numbers are, and know exactly what you're going to do after this webinar. Of course, like I said, persistent high blood pressure can lead to several complications, especially for kidney failure. These days, there are a lot of cases of kidney failure in the hospital, a lot of cases. And it's not something you really want to experience, trust me. It's not something you want to experience. Now, let's meet Ms. Chinere. Mrs. Chinere. A lot of us on this webinar are just like Mrs. Chinere. Mrs. Chinere is a loving 45-year-old woman, a mother, but she works also full-time as a bank manager. Every morning as she's taking her medication before she goes to work or while she's at work, she remembers what her doctor told her. You will need to stay on this medication for life unless you change your lifestyle. But the lifestyle she was to change was not properly explained to her at the hospital. She got more confused. What is the lifestyle change? I've tried cutting down on salt, but the confusion on what is safe to eat made her even more frustrated. Am I supposed to eat bread? Am I supposed to avoid bread? Am I supposed to eat rice? Should I drink coconut water? Sometimes you come online and you see a lot of things and it can be conflicting. Then there's exercise. She bought the walking shoes, but she's not even sure if walking alone is enough. How about strength training? Is it too rigorous? How about jogging? Am I meant to jog? The fear of overdoing it just made her sit back at home. So even those shoes she bought for exercise, it just went back under the bed. And then stress. Let's not even go there. Many of us know the kind of stress we go through. Balancing your different work stress, your household chores, family demands, everything just puts you constantly on edge. For Mrs. Chinere, managing her high blood pressure was just like a maze. A maze. You are inside and you don't even know how to come out. That was just what she felt. If any of this sounds familiar to you, if you've ever asked yourself, what food should I eat or avoid? What exercise are actually safe for my heart? How can I reduce stress when life won't even allow me to slow down? Is there a natural way to reduce my dependency on medication? If you have asked yourself these questions, just like Mrs. Chinere and many other clients I have worked with, then you're in the right place at the right time. Now, I need to explain to you the truth about medication when it comes to treating high blood pressure. Medications only treat the symptoms of the problem and they do not address the root cause. Imagine you don't want a tree anymore in your compound. When you cut it down and you don't open up the ground to remove the roots, given the natural conditions of sunlight, rainfall, and all of that, give it some years, that tree will still grow back. If you no longer want that tree exactly, you don't want it anymore, you have to open up the ground and remove the roots. The same thing happens with most of us who just take medications and we're hoping it's gone. No, even your doctor will tell you you need to make lifestyle changes. But I'm here to give you the secrets of these lifestyle changes. Now, you may ask yourself, what exactly is lifestyle? In the context of health, lifestyle refers to a person's habitual pattern of behavior. What do you find yourself doing on a regular basis? It includes the food you eat, your diet, your exercise, your sleep habits, stress management, substance use. Substance, I'm referring to alcohol, tobacco, and the likes. These things will significantly impact your overall health, not just your health alone, your overall health and your well-being. And it can either promote or hinder disease development. Basically, the choices you make on a daily basis can influence your health status, either positively or negatively. So all of this lifestyle I talked about, they're under 4 categories: your diet, your exercise, and stress management, as well as sleep improvement. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to touch on these things briefly and show us how we can make changes in our diet, exercise, stress management, and sleep improvement. Now, let's move. Let's start with exercise. You know, your heart is like a muscle. It's expanding. But when there's high blood pressure, the heart becomes weak because it has been pumping at strong. Lesser pressure shows that regular exercise can result in blood pressure reduction of between 5 to 7 millimeters of mercury. Now, what this means is if you had a blood pressure of 140, then you start exercising. Regular exercise, not once in a while exercise, regular exercise can result in a reduction as low as 33 or as 133 or 135. Just because you've exercised. And if you now combine all this, combine regular exercise, diet, sleep management, stress management, as well as sleep improvement, it can further reduce blood pressure levels. But I must also caution you, you are not to jump on every exercise. You need guidance. And with every other young person he saw in the estates, of course, nothing much doing as such. He joined them on an exercise. 3 months down the line, Papa was gone. Why? Because he engaged in some exercises that were not suitable for his heart condition. So even before you engage on any exercise, you must have a blood pressure check. So you know if your current blood pressure can carry the type of exercise you're about to embark on. Foods that can help to stick to 5. Whole grains, fruit, seeds. Now let's start with whole grains. Please take a look at this picture critically. There's a difference between refined grain and whole grain. Your refined grain has been polished away, or rather the nutrients have been polished away. Whole grain, every grain actually starts as like this. But eventually, for sake of convenience and many other things, it ends up as a refined grain without the bran and the germ. And that bran and the germ are the most important things you have in your whole grain. The bran contains fiber. The endosperm is the starchy part, which is what we have left in our refined grain after it has been processed. The whole grain has the germ, which is nutrient dense. Now, let me tell you something important fact about the whole grain. Your whole grain contains the bran, germ, and endosperm as seen on the screen. It provides you a variety of nutrients, including fiber, your B vitamins, iron, copper, magnesium, zinc, as well as antioxidants. Examples are your barley, millet, brown rice, quinoa, wheat, oats, corn, sorghum, as seen on the screen also. But the refined grains have a finer texture. You know, it's sweet to cook that white rice. It has a finer texture, has a longer shelf life. It lacks many nutrients, including the fiber, iron, and B vitamins I mentioned. Examples of your refined grain include your white flour, white rice, white bread, pastries, macaroni, spaghetti, noodles, your cakes, your crackers. And many of us, these things I mentioned are the things we have been eating, and we're wondering why, even with medication, blood pressure levels are not coming down. It won't come down because whatever you are doing, you are negating the results you are looking for by indulging in excessive refined grain consumption. There are health risks that are associated with consuming too much of refined grains. Refined grains can cause blood sugar and insulin levels to spike. It can cause your blood sugar levels to go up. It can also increase the risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes, as well as insulin resistance and heart disease. So you have to do away with excessive refined grain consumption. Now, all these I listed on the screen are examples of whole grain, but there's a reason the wheat is colored in red. Now, the thing about wheat is there's a particular protein in wheat called gluten. And some people eat wheat and they react to wheat. There's something called gluten sensitivity. So if you find out that When you eat wheat, your body reacts. Please do away with wheat. There are many other options for us to feed on. Moving on, we have fruits and vegetables. Please, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, variety is key. Don't just eat one fruit and say, this is the fruit I like. This is the vegetable I like. So I'm just going to eat this one and then that's it. No. All these colors you are seeing on the screen represent different phytonutrients. What you have in carrot is not the same thing exactly 100% as you have in apples. That's why they are made in different colors. There's the roy weave. That's why in primary school we're taught something. Eat the rainbow. There's the red, there's the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the violet, the white, the green. They all come in different colors. So as much as possible, eat them. The only time I say stay away from certain fruits and vegetables, especially fruit, is the ones that are sugary to taste, especially if you have high sugar content or you're already diabetic. And your preparation matters. You have to avoid excessive addition of salt to your vegetables when you're cooking, especially when you're cooking your soup. Avoid adding excessive salt to them, and also avoid overcooking also. Avoid overcooking. Moving on, you also have your oily fish. Good. Oily fish. Example, I'm sure if you're looking at the screen, what can you recognize as this fish? It's very common in the Nigerian markets. It's called sardine fish or Titus fish. It contains a particular oil that helps to reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel function. It also improves circulation of blood, reduces the risk of suffering heart disease, and helps to relax your blood vessels, leading to a decrease in pressure. Your blood vessels are constantly expanding and contracting. You need an oil that can help to relax them effectively so that they can result in a decrease in blood pressure. Moving on, we also have sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. I always like to recommend you eat sweet potatoes as dinner, so that even if you didn't have so much to eat during the day, it's filled with fiber. So it gives you that feeling of fullness, but also digest easily. And then it also helps to control glycemic index in the body, especially for those who already have high sugar content or are diabetic. And then, of course, generally, it contains a lot of nutrients that help to promote a healthy heart. And last but not the least on our list of top foods are your seeds. Examples are flaxseed and watermelon seed. Watermelon seed is very easy. Find that in watermelon. Chew as much as possible. You can add it to your watermelon when you are blending. In fact, when I'm blending mine, I just cut including that white part and I put everything in my blender along with whatever fruits or vegetables I'm adding to it. Flaxseed is also very good. It contains some wonderful nutrients that are very essential for the heart. You can get flaxseed in the markets. If you go to any market, look out for where they sell herbs and spices. They usually have flaxseed, chia seeds, and all that. So you can stick to flaxseed and watermelon seeds. Now let's move on to sleep and hypertension. I'm sure many of us do not exactly wake up and look as happy as this lady on the screen. Sleep has a very big role to play when it comes to hypertension. Now, having a very good sleep, just like you have on the screen, this lady depicting, apart from hypertension, sleep is just like the mechanic workshop for our entire body. Your body has undergone a lot of stress during the day, so it needs a place where it can repair itself, and sleep is where it gets this repair. Now, when you sleep, there are different stages of sleep, and for your sleep to be effective, you have to sleep deeply, and that deep sleep comes when you've slept for about 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. There are different stages. Now, during this deep sleep, blood pressure naturally drops, but you have to get to the deep sleep stage. When blood pressure naturally drops during sleep, it gives your heart and the blood vessels a chance to rest. So if you're not sleeping well, hypertension may just still be lingering simply because you have not slept well. Now, what are the things that happen when you sleep well? I'll just mention two. There's what we call hormonal balance. When you sleep well, there's a balance of these hormones that are stress-related. Examples are your cortisol and adrenaline. When you sleep well, cortisol levels and adrenaline levels decrease. Now, the truth is, when you don't sleep well, your body will produce more cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So you wake up thinking, oh, I slept for 4 hours, I think I should be okay. No. Stress, that cortisol will be produced more. So you wake up even feeling like as if, but how come I slept well, but I didn't rest well? You have not slept enough. So you actually need to sleep well and sleep enough. Now, also, during sleep, there's also a repair that takes place, especially for inflammation. Sleep allows your body to repair itself and reduce inflammation. Chronic sleep deprivation will lead to increased inflammation in the blood vessels. So you actually need to sleep well so that hypertension can be greatly reduced. Now let's move on to stress. Now, stress and hypertension, they are intertwined. When you engage in, the truth about stress is you cannot avoid stress. You can't prevent stress, but you can manage stress. There are actually different types of stress. There's financial stress, there's emotional stress, there's work-related stress. Some of us, just the nature of our job alone is stressful, and you can't stop that job. But you need to learn how to manage stress effectively. If you learn how to manage stress effectively, it will help balance your hormones. Because when you experience stress, your body releases those hormones I mentioned, adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones will cause your heart to beat faster, and then your blood vessels will become very narrow. Imagine a wide pipe that now becomes narrow. It means that the blood will flow. It will still flow, but it will flow at a higher pressure. So you need to learn to manage stress. Also, some of us have some unhealthy ways of coping with stress. A lot of people, when they're under stress, they resort to unhealthy habits such as overeating, such as consuming too much alcohol, such as smoking, or neglecting exercise entirely because you feel, I've been stressed, so I don't think I want to exercise. Once you have an unhealthy coping mechanism for your stress, it just means that hypertension will keep increasing. And there's a relationship between poor sleep and hypertension. The worse you sleep, the higher your blood pressure. The higher your blood pressure, the harder it becomes to sleep soundly. And the harder it becomes to sleep soundly, the worse you sleep. That's the truth. Stress can also make it such that it disrupts your sleep. So all of them are intertwined. So you need to learn how to sleep better and how to manage your stress better. And that's why I'm giving us this bonus at the end of this webinar. The link to download this book is a free ebook on how you can sleep better and lower high blood pressure levels naturally. Some of us find it difficult to start and initiate sleep. Some of us, once you sleep and a pin drops, you wake up and then that's the end of the sleep. But there are certain strategies I put in this book. I can't talk about them in this video, but you can chat me up on WhatsApp to get access to this video. Now, moving on also, now that you have learned the secrets, are you ready for a lasting solution? If you work on the secrets I've mentioned, you will see some results. But if you want a lasting solution, especially for those of us who sent me messages about your blood pressure reading 180, 160, 200, 220, you were admitted sometime last year simply because blood pressure levels are high. If you're ready for a lasting solution, if you're ready to learn practically the exact nutrients that must be combined daily, how you can create your personalized meal plan, safe and easy to follow exercise routine, and proven stress management and sleep improvement methods, then I'll recommend this video course for you. I will encourage you to get this video course now, not later, now. This video course will teach you how to lower high blood pressure levels naturally using available foods in Nigeria. It's not just about the food, it's a holistic approach that covers nutrition, stress management, sleep, and physical activity. When I say holistic, is everything intertwined. It's not picking one and leaving the other. Because you can't say, I just want to eat well. If you're eating well and you're not managing stress, it's back to square one. If you're managing stress, you're not eating well. In fact, the food you eat even takes a larger chunk. Because the truth is, for you to sleep well, there are certain food you need to eat to be able to sleep well at night. And that's the simple and honest truth. If you're exercising, there are certain foods that your body needs for that exercise to fully be effective in your body. If you're learning how to manage stress, there are certain food you also need to eat that can help you to manage stress. So everything is greatly intertwined. So I will encourage you to get this video course now. I took my time to carefully get this course ready for people who are ready to get the results that they're looking for. What are you going to get in this course? It covers a lot of things, but I'm just going to talk about this briefly. It talks about your diet and the exact nutrients. See, the reason why we eat is to get nutrients into our body. If the food you are eating, sadly enough, a lot of people eat foods that do not contain nutrients, and you think your tummy is full. So for that reason, you've eaten. You have not eaten. There are some things you have. If your tummy is full by some foods, you have not gotten nutrients. And the only thing your body understands to work with is nutrients. So you're going to understand the exact nutrients your body needs and the foods that have them, so that once you see this food in the market, you can easily identify them and know that your body truly needs them. You're also going to learn how to create your meal plan yourself. No two meal plans are the same for the same person. And the reason why I said yourself is we are all connected to this video from different locations in Nigeria. I remember when I served in the north in Bauchi, I saw a lot of vegetables which I have never seen in Lagos. And many times when I'm in Lagos, I mention some fruits and vegetables for some people. They'll tell me, oh, I don't have this in my local environment. And that's because our different local environments have different food sources, but there's nothing in this course that you will not find in your local environment. So you will learn how to create your meal plan yourself. I would also give you a free sample meal plan, which I'm going to do for you. You also learn the foods to avoid or limit. Avoid and limit are two different words. Some of us may need to avoid some kind of foods entirely because of our current blood pressure. Some may only need to limit. Limit means you're not avoiding it, but you just take it sparingly so that it does not have any adverse effect on you. Then you're also going to learn the surprising things that raise BP levels. Beyond diet, beyond exercise, beyond stress management, there are certain things that raise BP levels. Then you also learn exercises that are fit for your current health status and how to manage this. It is valued at 10,500. But there's a limited time offer for anyone who comes across this video in 72 hours. I have it at a limited time offer of 7,625 naira only for the first 20 people between now and 72 hours. And I have a bonus for you because I love bonuses. There's a personalized 4 weeks coaching for those who sign up early. Trust me, my 4 weeks coaching costs a lot of money, but you are getting it pricelessly just for the cost of 7,625 for 4 weekends. We are going to come together and check what it is you have done. Look at the progress report. Know where you can make necessary adjustments. Know when you can limit your medication that you are taking. With time, even your doctor will tell you, oh, you can reduce your dosage on medication, or you can even stop because the blood pressure levels have already come down. So please, I encourage you to get this. There are some clients who have gotten this from me, and they have gotten a lot of tremendous results. For Mrs. Elizabeth, she said she learned a lot, and she also implemented the instructions. It's not enough to learn, you must implement. She has been battling with blood pressure, and then blood pressure has reduced, and she's trusting God for normalization. And definitely, for you to get to this level, it will definitely normalize. I also have another client who said she learned everything. In this course, you will learn to not just understand the things, but also implement. Because me, I am an accountability partner that will push you to make sure you do the right things. We eat every day, but we can learn to eat the healthier options for the kind of results that we want to get. I also have another client who says she feels good from the inside. Trust me, if you've been battling with high blood pressure, I know how it was for me when I had angina. You will feel good. You can imagine having to stand in front of people and talk, and then all of a sudden you're holding your chest. It looks embarrassing, but you will feel good from the inside simply because you have started to implement and reduce, and sleep improved. If you know what palpitation is a terrible thing. Palpitation is that irregular heart rhythm, irregular heartbeat. 1 minute, one period of time is the heart pressure is very high, and that minute it is very low. That irregular heartbeat and palpitation is not something you need for somebody who wants to achieve a lot of things in this life. You don't want anything that would hinder you. On and on, I have many people who have gotten it and they have a lot of results. Get it now. Do not hesitate. Get it now before it reverts back to 10,500. Like I said before, you're going to understand the exact nutrients your body needs. You're going to learn how to create your meal plan yourself. You get a free sample meal plan done for you. You know the foods to avoid or limit. You will learn the surprising things that raise BP levels. Many of us undergo all these things, but we don't know that it is these things that have been raising our blood pressure levels. You also learn the exercises that are fit for your current health status and how to manage your stress levels appropriately. It's going for a limited time offer of 7,625 for the first 20 people between now and 72 hours only. You have a bonus of a personalized 4-weekend coaching from me. Particularly, I am your accountability partner that is going to help you to get your results and just be free of medications for life. Now, how do you order? You simply send 7,625 naira to this account. It's a Zenith Bank account. You send the receipt to me on WhatsApp. If you are on my WhatsApp group, you already have the number. If you're just coming across this video somewhere, make your payment and send your receipt to this WhatsApp number for confirmation. And then I send you the video course, and for 4 weeks, we work together. We've always heard it said, your greatest wealth is actually your health. Nobody plans a conglomerate on a seabed. The first thing you want to do is get all right. And at Enjoy Health and Wellness, we believe that it's easier for you to be happy when you're healthy. If you have any questions, I'll be more than glad, more than willing, within the confines of what I've taught you here, I'll be more than glad and willing to give response to your answer. So please drop them in the comment section. Like I said, it's easier to be happy when you're healthy, and you deserve, with everything it is you go through, with how you're working so hard to have a good life, have a good education for yourself, for your children, live in a good house, live in your own house, drive nice cars. You deserve to enjoy health and wellness. Don't let high blood pressure hold you back. Don't let excessive pressure on your heart hold you back from doing the things you want to do. And minimize your expenses on medication. Just get this course, and to a large extent, you will see everything work out together for your good. Kindly follow on Facebook if you're not already doing that. I share health and wellness tips, not just on blood pressure, generally about health and wellness. We have videos, information, tips. The Facebook page is Enjoy Health and Wellness. If you just go there and search, you will see the page. Please like, follow, and share as much as possible for other people to learn. I'll be waiting for your comments so that I can give responses to your questions. Thank you very much for staying put. I'll see you again.